Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play Motorsport Manager. Ernie's Paradise Challenge, first challenge above the All-Star level, and we are almost halfway through. It's time for the 7th event out of 16 in Phoenix. Surikov is in 3rd position, the highest he's been all year, and Panther Race Team holds a 61-point lead, having lost a few points in the last race, but that's still a strong lead of almost a race and a half worth. Phoenix is one of the real speedway tracks, so let's see how we do there. Saarinen had a bit of a disaster in that race. What's your analysis? And honest answer is they just got unlucky, so I'll go with that. And of course, Saarinen says he's willing to talk about switching teams, but I don't think I want to go with that. As the saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And we're going to have a bunch of sponsors coming in this race, which is going to be nice. We'll ignore those for now. So for Phoenix, we are going to be looking at the engine, the suspension, and the rear wing. So they've been working on the rear wing here. We're still getting the engine going. I believe we are, we're on the last one. Or the first one that we're going to be able to use. It's not in place yet. So, let's go with rear wing and suspension. Like so. And we're going to get these almost halfway up, it looks like. We're going to have 22 days left, and it's 17 days till the race. And I think last time I forgot to switch 19 performance, 18 performance. Yeah, let's switch these guys. He still says it's 22 days, but he does have a 1 point higher rating in performance, so should get that tiny bit. And here's our engine. So now that's going to change everything. Because we have a top-rated engine, 813. Engine build finished. Oh, it didn't, because I didn't switch off the screen, it didn't upgrade the list. Yep, because there it is. Now, I don't know if we're going to want to use this one yet, but 903 compared to the 770, so significant boost. We're definitely going to want to get the reliability for that knocked out. So let's switch these guys back. Looks like we're going to be able to get it right there. And then we're going to improve the performance of that as well. So 117 days after the race. Yeah, we're not going to get much more out of these. But we're going to have a new engine. Now, of course, that engine's going to go to Zoe Sharp because she's the #1 driver. And so let's take Surikov off of this, put there, and go with that. You're still not happy about your car not being as good as Nikolai's. Well, get over it. Okay, now we do have a lot of performance work to get these parts up to where they're actually doing well enough. But, first things first, 7th and 9th they think about our race position. Super. Let's design a new engine. That is basically going to be the same as the one we just got. Okay, going to go with that. And we're going to go in debt. But we'll live with that. And this will be done a couple weeks after the next race. So we're not going to be seeing that on the track anytime soon. Let's pause this and take a look where we are on our parts. Yep, can't shift that at all yet. Let's take another look. Oh, still there. Happy with our positioning. See, they want to talk about the simulator. We need an upgrade. No. 55 laps, 2.7 miles, fairly quick, no chance of rain. Steinman have the best engine. No surprises there at all. Oh, you're going to whine about the money again. Shocking. Says we need to keep Wolfgang Roth and company in check, says Rachel Adams, talking about Steinman. Zoe Sharp feeling confident about her lead, and Oliveira hoping for a big week. Whining about the money will get you nowhere. Okay, there's our reliability work finished. So we might as well switch this over now. There we go. So we did see some boost to performance, but we've got quite a ways to go. Let's take a look at where that puts us. Still fourth on the car, though we continue to fade. Still eighth on the engine. Rear wing is 7th. I believe it was 8th before. We're just above average there. But the suspension, 4th. 2nd on the front wing. Down to 5th on the brakes. You can see we're sliding in those. We still have the best gearbox. But, yeah, overall our car is fading compared to the others, despite best efforts. Now, we've got a rear wing in. We're going to have an engine soon, but then we're going to need to go back and work on like a suspension or brakes or something. So, the fun continues there. Sponsors. Nothing up front there. I'm not in a big mood for that. Let's see. This is 100K per race. This is 200K per race. So that's better over time. This is 150 per race plus another 50 per race. It's shorter. And ultimately just as good as this, but we get more of the money up front. Let's go with that. Okay, and we're looking for our first place sponsor. Let's see, we're still probably going to go with Chiffre is 800K per race. We're definitely not going to be going for winning any races anytime soon, so let's just go with the upfront bonus, and that's going to be Ishikawa giving us $1 million. That gets us back on the positive side of the ledger, and we are going to also be making some money. Let's take a look at 558K per race, not counting what we're going to get from the sponsors. Okay, off to Phoenix. Let's get that moving. Do our usual 3-3-3 split, but let's not kid ourselves. We're going on mediums with 29-degree weather. Everybody knows this. And we are still sitting at 7th and 9th. Our car improvements did not impress anybody. At least not yet. Let's see what we have here. So 375 is where we're at. Let's definitely start on the mediums. Something like that, really on the long side for the gears there, but at the Phoenix track, that's not at all a surprise. I'm going to push the downforce a little bit higher here. Well, maybe not that high. Let's drag that down to 16.2. And try that. Okay, let's get these mediums rolling. Both drivers looking good. It's looking like a pretty typical Phoenix variation. It's not the full oval again. It's the half loop and then the inside loop. Reversing that. We've got medium tires for most of the competitors. Some talking about super softs, which would be useful if we were not starting in the back once again. Of course, this track and Milan, probably the easiest. This is not the easiest. I think Milan is the easiest, but among the easiest tracks to pass other cars on. So we should not take stock in our position, only the speed of the car, which is going to be a little bit rough probably here. Yep, sub 1 minute laps. Going to be a lot of them, but they're going to go by quick. Should get our practice in. And we're going to switch to the other tires just for the fun of it. But mostly it's all going to be about the setup here, because we know we're going out on mediums to start, and barring a severe race sprinkler issue, we're going to be staying on them. Slipping to 8th and 10th now. 9th and 11th. Sure, I think it's about time for us to come in anyway, as we continue to slip down further. No complaints from Piaget, or no feedback of any kind, except for likes the arrow there. Yep, wants better handling. Everything else is pretty good. 73% because of that handling issue. So, yeah, looks like we're going to push that all the way and then go with... Okay, let's try that, see where this needs to be. We might have an issue getting the handling. Said it's not offering her enough. On a fast track, you almost always want more understeer. So I'm going to assume, actually, that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And if she doesn't like it, I'll switch it back. But I got a feeling that's what's going to happen here. Go back out on mediums. And you can switch to softs. 75%. You had no suggestions. Okay, let's boost that. Let's make the downforce a little bit higher. And handling, I'm assuming you want understeer as well. Yeah, let's try that. Sharp will not be able to be out there long because we'll be maxing out the medium tires and coming right back in, even though we're only 5 minutes into this session. There's the race trim. Need to go around at least once more to get those mediums. Alright, that's fine. And are we going to make it on the mediums? I don't think so. Well, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we are. Okay. So both drivers are going to come in now. Made the speed worse. Made the handling better. Up to 83%. We're going to switch to softs. Very poor to good. So maybe push it a little further. And then we went from good to poor. So we want more acceleration. So let's try that. And then in comes our test driver. Okay, okay, and excellent. So we fixed one, but not the other two. Stay on that soft tires. Good to okay, so we want lower downforce. And poor to only okay on the handling. But do you want it that much higher? We'll have to try. That's weird. Really weird to have that go from poor to okay that far away. Normally, normally that's about the right gap, so it would, if it was going to be the right direction, it would be at least green for great, or if it was the wrong direction, be very poor. So that's unusual. I'm going to go to understeer. Okay. Let's go to 25 and a half. 15 and a half. Try it there, maybe? I think that's worth a shot. So I'm a little confused about what she wants, but let's see how that goes. And get this rolling with the soft tires. And there's level 1. Wexler shaving another couple tenths off his race, or session rather, leading time. Sharp does approve of the new handling. And Piaget liking the downforce. Sharp, of course, improving her time now that she's on faster tires. That would be expected. Still over a second behind. Well, maybe not for this lap. Nope, that's under a second. And then if we were on super softs, that would shrink even further. But perhaps not all the way. Alright. Let's come in for more adjustments. And switch to the super softs while we're at it. Whoops, didn't realize Sharp was in already. Okay. Almost there at 97%. We just got to dial in that speed. And we'll be all set. Which explains the more competitive times. Okay, speed was good. And then it was poor. And then it was great. So that was good. And that was great. A little bit more acceleration. So let's try that. Could be too much. We'll give it a whirl. .84 for Piaget, and yet sitting in dead 17th. Well, this is looking good. 99%. So you just go out and have yourself a ball. I'm going to bring Sharp in right away. I just want to lock in this setup and then have them both get whatever they can out of the rest of the session. There it is. 299% setups. Well, that is just frankly outstanding. So let's just whirl around the track a few times and see what kind of results we can get. Should be able to see how competitive our times are, that's for sure. Sharp still 0.9 seconds behind. So you can see we're just not fast enough. That's a little bit faster. And even faster on that one. We'll drop down to conserve. Getting Sharp up to 6th will make the fans a little bit happier. That's about it. Well, 7th now. But we're definitely not equal to the best of them. Down to 8th, while Piaget up to 12th. Alright, let's see if we can do any better than this in the race, and if we can at least hold off and have an even race, retain our lead. Wexler feeling confident after finishing on top. No comments about us. Clear weather as we would expect in Phoenix. Beautiful day for racing. Should always check the weather. Guess what? It's just what we expected. Mediums and race trim. Definitely the thing that we're going to be doing here. And what about, look at that. Setup still right on the money. And I think we're going with 2 sets of mediums. I don't see anything else for it. Drop down to 39. So this is... We've had some tough choices. This isn't one of them. This is a race that seems to announce itself in terms of the proper strategy. Going to go all out. We will have to watch the tire wear. And it's still going to be warm for the medium, so I'm going to want to back off the tires as soon as I reasonably can. Maybe go a lap or so, but that remains to be seen. We're going to see what type of weather, or what type of, rather, wear we get, because I'm really stuttering. The laps are so short, is what I'm trying to say, is that the wear may not go up as fast per lap. We might be able to get a couple out of this. Anyway, Sharp and Chapman back in that row with Surikov and Saarinen ahead. And it's looking like a pretty good day for Sharp and a not so great day for Surikov. But let's see if that's how it works out. Here's Surikov in 18th. Getting ready for the go sign. And a slightly poor start for both of our drivers, but not abysmal. Surikov dropping back to 18th. And where did Sharp go? Sharp just fell off the track. Oh, goodness. Going wide on that first turn. I mean, at least she was already in last, but she lost about 2.5 seconds or so. And that's not a beautiful thing. And I generally don't like the idea of sitting in the last 2 spots. There's Surikov getting by Saarinen. That's something. And now here comes Sharp up. Oh, deciding to join everybody else. I don't know what it is. I'm having trouble spitting my words out today. Sorry about that. And here comes Sharp, deciding that everybody else can just sort of chill. Whoa, our tire temps are high. I said we needed to watch them, and then I didn't watch them. Medium. And medium. So we've got to sort of settle in for the long haul. Where are we? 13th and 16th now. In lap 3. I will have to back off to conserve soon, but not quite yet. Let's get everything we can out of this. 14th and 15th now. And Surikov goes by to be our leading driver once again, despite Sharp's 6.8 form, and he's only in the 3s. Really shouldn't need any team orders on this track. Yep, drivers just passing each other like crazy here. And we've got to go conserve to save our tires now, which could make things even rougher. We've got, so let's see, Holtz in 10th, Wexler in 11th, Chapman all the way up to 6th. So Steinman making a bid on this track to really close down on our lead, and I'm pretty concerned about that. We're holding in the mid-teens, and we'll have to try to work our way up and at least be relevant. But right now, Steinman kicking our butts a little bit. Namely, Chapman moving up the field faster than any of the other contenders. And you can start to feel a little bit of concern about this championship now that was looking really good for us, because it just seems that we're not improving our parts fast enough to make the dent that we need to. Temperature's not going down very fast on the tires, so we're going to sort of be stuck with them for a while. Sharp getting stuck behind Blanc there. You can see trying to move by, but just not able to accomplish it. There we go. And now Sharp's up to 14th. Can Zoe make an actual move here? This is usually a good part of the race for us after everybody burns off their super aggressive start, but we've still got a fuel advantage. But look at the pack of cars now that Sharp is trying to get by. Oh, it's goodness, it's still chaos. 15th and 16th. And it seems like whereas earlier in the season we were fast enough to get by, now we're almost but not quite. And there goes Sharp again. Getting to the inside there on that turn, up to 13th. But not able to hold it, now 14th. Meanwhile, Chapman up in 4th, a few seconds ahead. I'm actually kind of surprised it's only a few seconds. And Sharp is now up in 12th. And now the cars that started on faster tires are going to go in. Well, just Moreno, and look at that speed burst that Ribeiro decided to use there, and there's North using one. Must be the time for everybody to use one, because there's another one. Sharp just trying not to lose too much and then get back up there after everybody burns themselves out. 12th, now fighting higher. 9th as more drivers come in and pit. Now in the points, but Chapman is in 2nd and Holt's in 5th. So that's only worth so much. This race looking like a disaster for us because of how well Steinman is doing. And it's looking like one of those, could be our first race that we really just flat out lose and have to try to minimize the damage. Now the one good thing is that they are using their tires a little more, and I think our tires are barely going to be enough if they are enough. So maybe they've got to take an extra stop. Stopping extra on a fast track like this, not the best thing in the world. So meanwhile, Surikov is in 14th, is moving up, just not moving up as quickly, of course. Although actually, no, we've been stuck in the mid-teens for Surikov for a while, so I don't even think I can really accurately claim that, especially with the cars that have come in and pit. Yeah. So, on second thought, no, Surikov is actually struggling quite a bit today. Sharp now trying to get another spot. This is Vasquez. No, Flores, excuse me. On softer tires. Went with the middle approach. Sharp gets by up to 6th. Wexler ahead. Holtz ahead of that. So now we're getting into the real competition. Zoe was late getting up through the field, but she is still getting up through the field. At this point, we are heavily rooting for sprinklers to sort of just throw a monkey wrench into things and give us an advantage. Oliveira still in the lead, still out there on super softs. That's not going to last long. So we want to get through. I'd like to come in around 27 or 28, the halfway point. Preferably 27. There goes Oliveira into the pits. Sharp up to 5th. A 28-point gap between us and Steinman. Manageable gap with the others. Steinman is our main rival, though, and would be cutting this down, cutting a significant amount into our lead. We need to get Sharp up as high as possible, and that's with Surikov up in 9th, which may not be able to maintain. So I'm going to hope for some pit stop magic, other drivers stopping twice while we only stop once. That's our best hope right now. A 7 for Sharp, a 4.2 for Surikov. I'd like to, but you have no tires to do it with, so you're just going to have to stick with it. "14 seconds now behind Chapman. Am I even gaining ground on that? It's pretty much holding, actually. Or even slipping away. So I think we can write off Chapman. The question is, can we catch Wexler and maybe even Holtz? Probably going to catch Lipinen due to the extra pit stop. Now about a second behind Wexler. We're going to have to decide how aggressively we want to make this pass, because we've got to get through more laps. There's Lipinen into the pits. Now we're up to 4th and 6th. What does that put us? That's still a 25-point gap. It gained us a few points, but not a lot. Got to try to cut that gap down. I'd really like to get it under 10 points if I possibly can, although I don't know if that's realistic. And Sharp now fading in terms of the gap with Wexler. So that's not really happening, at least not yet. And unless they screw up their strategy, it looks like they're probably going to make it far enough to get around with the 2 tires. So the question is, do they have a bad enough tire strategy? We'll see what they do. Can't really draw any firm conclusions until we see what it is that they're going to do. Looks like we're going to have enough tires to maybe push a little bit here at the end, but I don't even have a reason to push now. Well, Surikov does. Let's get by Oliveira a little quicker. Sort of stuck in a sandwich here between Oliveira and Surikov, but Yeah, let's back off to conserve again. Oliveira has fresher and faster tires. That's not working well. Schmidt with a crash. Partial yellow, not a full one. And we'll switch to Harvest here. And Sharp, go ahead, get by, thank you. Here comes Chapman into the pits. Now that's a little bit before the halfway. Yeah, going on super softs. Okay, you're going to go with that two-stop strategy. That should be a small benefit to us. Will it be enough? That's entirely new other question. Yep, but don't want you to come in quite yet. I'm going to have you endure one lap of extra wear. And Sharp, with her better smoothness, is going to go neutral here for this last bit. Up to second as Wexler comes in, but we're following. And Surikov crosses. Any sign of... No sign of anything. Wexler's coming out on super softs as well. So they think they can get away with that, and I don't know that they're wrong. Because if the sprinklers come on, like I'm betting that they don't, but if the sprinklers come on, then they're going to have been faster during this section. They'll have gained by it. So this is a gamble on both sides. Gamble by them, gamble by me. You're betting one way or the other, and let's see how that works out. Sharp out in 6th. Barring problems, should finish no worse than that. Surikov in 10th. We're going to start medium and hopefully escalate with the tires later. Yeah, because the cars ahead pretty much all have faster tires, so we're not going to be able to catch them. We just sort of need to wait for them to come in. So we're going to have to go neutral for as long as we can sustain it, and then we'll back off to conserve. So yeah, seems everybody has come in right now. We're on fairly even keel. Where are we? We have a 30-point deficit. Yikes. I don't care about Windsor, but Steinman just kicking our butts. Chapman's going to beat Sharp anyway. But I can't have, like, Holtz and Wexler and all these other drivers doing that as well. That's the problem. Time to go conserve. And we'll see what we can do later. Sharp was gaining on Chapman a little bit there, which was nice, but also it wasn't going to last. And we'll go to harvest again. Surkov is going to pass Flores and Lundqvist here, one way or the other. Get us a few more points. Flores is going to come in. Not a whole lot of point in pushing for the pass right now. Surkov will just have to lose a bit of time here, but not much. You can see Flores really having some serious tire problems. Waited too long to come in. Boy, Ribeiro really laying on the speed burst there. Using most of the available energy. Thankfully it wasn't quite enough to get by Surkov. And Sharp fading now that she's backed off on the tires. Here comes Lundqvist in. 6th and 8th now. That's 12 points. Still nowhere near enough. Surkov appearing to have held off Ribeiro quite effectively, though, which is nice. And we'll go hybrid again here. Sharp continuing to fall back of the leaders. What's going to happen when they come in? That is the million-dollar question. How's our park condition doing? Wow, it's doing great. Let's plan on Sharp pushing. Matter of fact, let's not just plan on it. Let's start doing it now. It's awful early, but I mean the park condition is fantastic. What about here? Not quite as good. Yeah, you can chill out about that. Not quite as good. We'll wait till later for Surkov, but Sharp's really got to go after it here since we can. And there's Chapman who went in. And what is Chapman doing with it? Alright, go neutral here. See what's going to happen. Okay. Conserve. Well, Chapman's ahead, but I expected Chapman to be ahead. Oliveira pitting. Let's go harvest again. Both drivers. Watch that condition on Sharp. 14 laps to go. Not sure if we can sustain it. Not sure if we can afford not to try. And here they come, the race sprinklers. How bad's it going to get? Boy, not that bad. Not for that long. I don't know if I should come in or not. Gotta ponder this. It's gonna be interweather worthy for... Oh, let's see, how many laps is that? Maybe 8-9 laps that we might want them for. Yep, and they're going on inters now. But inters aren't going to be that much better for that time period. Boy. I don't know. I just don't know. Nope, not yet. No, you don't. It's not that bad right now. Like, we're darned if we do and darned if we don't. But I think I'm going to have to come in. I don't see a choice. It's going to be too much water for too long, I think. Yeah, because Lipinen's already going faster than Sharp all of a sudden. Okay. Let's go ahead and come in. Doggone it. You be quiet about your engine, it's fine. Go hybrid right away. Nope. Go hybrid. Stay ahead of that dork. Wexler, whatever you do. What's your condition like? Go hybrid. No, I don't want you to go hybrid yet, actually. You stay. Burn that fuel up. Yeah, you're not going to have enough condition to push. Whereas I think Sharp still does. Might be able to push a little bit, but I'll like get down to a couple laps. There's Sharp blowing by Oliveira, who doesn't have inters on. Neither does Chapman. Potentially, if Chapman tries to stay out there this whole time, I'm not sure we don't catch all the way up. Alright, now go hybrid. 8 laps to go. And now we're not going to get all the way there, but 4th and 8th right now. Still a 26-point gap. Boy, if Sharp could catch Holt somehow, but that's not going to happen. There's Chapman down to 2nd. That's beautiful. Because that loses a bunch of points for them. Thank you, Chapman, for being stupid today. Okay, only 1 lap to go. I think I've got to go down to mediums. Just for fuel status. Because I'm also probably going to need to use some of that on standard driving. 6 laps. Okay, let's watch how much we're using per lap here. 0.98. So I may have to even go down to low now. I may have overspent. Conserve. Conserve. And Surikov not far behind Ribeiro. I think this is the time to go after that. About to find out, aren't we? Yeah, less than 10 seconds now from Chapman. Chapman's either going to pit or we're going to pass him. And the difference basically doesn't matter a whole lot. Thank you for being an idiot, Harry Chapman. You're going to save this race for us to the extent it gets saved. Okay, now we're getting a little bit low. Yep, let's go down to medium. Sort of ride out the rest of the race. I don't think we're going to make it by Ribeiro. Although if we have any chance of doing that, we're going to want to do that. Okay, so... yeah, we should have plenty of fuel left, I think. 253, 54. Maybe. You know what, let's not operate on a maybe. Well, see, we're right behind Chapman. Get ahead of Chapman first. There we go. Now go low. Because we're not going to be catching them anyway. Just don't run out of fuel. And here's Surikov in 7th. What does that do? Okay, see, that's 11 points. 11 points I can live with. Go up to neutral. How in the world you're 3 seconds behind Ribeiro, I don't know. Gaining a little bit, but not enough for it to do anybody any good. Go back to high now. Neutral here. Amount of energy is sharp, but has enough fuel. I think we can switch up to medium now. We'd better be able to. And Surikov going to finish a couple seconds behind Ribeiro, so I think we're pretty much stuck here. Sharp finishes 3rd, a distant 3rd behind Lippin and Holtz, but still 3rd. Chapman slides all the way down to 5th. Surikov in 7th. Okay. We salvaged merely a bad race out of that as opposed to a terrible one. But the long-term problem of falling behind in the quality of our car is still very much a significant one. Did we get any help from the inspections? Oh, Chapman gets a 2-point bonus for Steinman. That sucks. And no help from the inspections. Surikov slips to 4th behind race winner Aki Lippinen. Just barely, though. Very tight race in those spots. We lose 9 points. 61-point lead drops to 52. Well, we can afford a few races like this. We don't want them, but we can afford them. Still over a race's worth of points. We need to be able to bounce back and finish the season strong, though. That's the issue. Lana Kendrick wanted 1st. We didn't get it. We finished 3rd. Slight decline in marketability. Sharp's best form race of the year gets her 3rd. And an above average one for Surikov places him in 7th. Okay. Nice chunk of change. Should make everybody a little bit happier with the bank account. And that was Phoenix. It was rough, but it could have been far worse. Looks like the engine will be finished about the same time we head off to Vancouver. Last race of the first half of the year. Gonna see some rain there. And suspension and rear wing. Vancouver not going to kill our car's engine as much as this one did, thankfully. Our car has now slipped to 5th overall. Well, that sucks. And our gearbox is no longer the best, all the way down to 4th. Okay. Definitely some challenges ahead for Panther in the second half of the season. Vancouver will be next. Thanks for watching. More of Ernie's Paradise coming up soon.